Hello everyone, good evening. Can you see my screen, everyone? Can you hear me? Yeah, finally. So today we are going to discuss about networking part and also IAM service and a billing, monitoring. So these are all we discussed today, right? Yeah. So in the last session we discussed about how to create GCP account, how can we connect the GCP account, right? And also how can we create first VM. How can we connect the VM instance? How can we deploy the package on VM instance? Right. So after that, storage, volumes, snapshots, right? Images. These are all we discussed, right? Yeah. So today I am and billing and also networking. So we are going to cover today. Fine. Yeah. So first of all, networking. Okay. Networking part. Okay. So what is VPC, Andy? Anyone? We discussed already in AWS, right? In AWS already discussed.
Yeah, virtual private cloud.
Yeah. So virtual private cloud is a logically isolated network, right? So here in GCP, you can call it as VPC. Okay. VPC on GCP or else virtual private cloud. Fine. So this is a logically isolated network, right? Inside of the physical network, we can create our own network, logically isolated network, right? Fine. So why we require logically isolated network? What is the importance of logically isolated network? Let's try to understand first. Okay. Yeah. Before going to create a network, before going to work on the network, right? Let's try to understand why we require logically isolated network. So for example, this is network. This is our region, for example, region. So region is the data center. Region is the data center. So what is data center? Data center is a server room, right? Where we host all the servers, right? Yeah. So every region is having zones. Every region is having zones, right? Yeah. This is, for example, GCP Mumbai data center. Mumbai data center, Mumbai region. So region is a data center, we know, is a server room, right? Yeah. Every cloud platform, every vendors, they're trying to give best availability and also best security, right? Every cloud platform, they're trying to give best availability, high availability, and also high security. Best availability and best security. Every cloud platform, right? AWS, Azure, GCP. So other clouds also they're trying to give best availability, best security. But here AWS, GCP, Azure, these three are topmost clouds in the market, right? We have so many clouds are available. So nearly 35 more clouds are available, but these are the topmost clouds, right? Yeah. So here 10 years back, 15 years back, so still some of the companies, project teams, they're using physical data centers, right? So when we are using physical data center, we can take full control of them. For example, I worked with Verizon, I worked with UST Global, I worked with Capgemini, right? So my role, data center role, I handle data centers, right? I handle cloud platform, DevOps tools, right? Yeah. So every company, every project team, they're maintaining some data centers, server rooms, right? So when we have server room, our own server room, our office own server room, we'll be having full control of them. Whenever you want to upgrade, whenever you want to restart, whenever you want to stop, whenever you want to decommission, right? So whenever you want to modify anything, right? We can take full control of them. Fine. We can directly go to the data center. We can power off, power on, or else we can replace the disk, we can replace the RAID controllers, memory modules, CPUs, right? So whenever you want to, you can go and you can upgrade as per the project requirement. But now currently we are using cloud data centers, right? Yeah, so cloud data centers we are using, but cloud. So if yeah, in the market, very huge competition, right? For example, we are using GCP platform, GCP in our project. For example, GCP is unable to provide the availability security. So what we will do normally, we can move to eventually customers will move to other platform because so many platforms are available in the market. For example, we are using internet connectivity Hathway in our home. We are using internet connectivity Hathway. Hathway is frequently disconnecting. Hathway connectivity frequently is disconnecting. So they're not giving proper support. They're not giving proper availability. So what we will do? Eventually, you can switch to other ISP, Internet Service Provider, right? Which is ActNet is there. I'm using ActNet currently, right? And also GeoNet is there, right? So Airtel is there. Different ISPs available, Internet Service Providers, right? Yeah, same way. So the project teams, the management, the companies, they're using multi-cloud environment in case one platform is not providing properly. So eventually they switch to the other platform. Currently, every organization, every company, they're using multi-cloud. And in case one cloud is unable to provide the services, unable to provide the availability, security, so eventually the customer switching to the other platform. They're migrating the resource to other platform, right? So here, to maintain the availability, every cloud platform, what they're doing, they're using zones only, zones, availability zones, right? So these zones are availability zones. So why we require zones? Why we require zones? Why the companies are using zones, right? So these zones also we can say data centers, but these are the DR data centers. DR data centers, disaster recovery data centers, right? So here, this is a availability zone A, zone 1A, 1B, and 1C. Three zones available. So within the region only, zone is available, not in other location only. For example, we can take any example here, but so within the region only, inside of the region only, these are the zones, not in other region. So normally, for example, this is Hyderabad, this is Chennai, Bangalore, like that we can discuss. But within the region only, they maintain the availability zones because these are the DR data centers, DR, disaster recovery data centers, right? Fine. So here, every second, every moment, the data will be replicated from one data center to other data center to maintain the high availability, right? So for example, yeah, our servers are hosted in zone 1, zone 2, zone. We don't know. We don't know, right? So normally, yeah, customers, they will not have any knowledge to check this. Okay, my database are hosted in zone A, my database are hosted in zone B, zone C, not like that. Okay. As a DevOps engineer, as a DevSecOps engineer, we can identify that. Okay. So these databases are accessible from zone A, zone B, zone C, like that. Okay, but customers, they don't know. Fine. So these DR data centers, in case one DR data center is down, nothing will be happened, Andy. Other data centers will take care of the applications, databases, right, resources. Fine. So to maintain the high availability, yeah, they are using availability zones, right? High availability, high security. So both are very, very important. Both are very, very important. If any customers, if they want to move into the platform, cloud platform, so very first thing they check the availability and also security, right? For example, you're going to start startup company, right? So when you're going to start startup company, so you are going to cloud platform, you are planning for cloud, right? Yeah. So if you when you contact any cloud platform like AWS or Azure or GCP, so your first concern here is how the security will be provided, how the availability will be provided. In case my production applications, my core business applications, if I deploy on cloud servers, how the security will be addressed. These are the first question, first concern every customer raises. Okay. So for example, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Citibank, they are using, they're migrating cloud completely. So currently Citibank, so completely they are using cloud. They're not using local data centers. So HDFC Bank, still they are using their local data centers. But Citibank and other banks, they completely move to cloud. So bank information, customer accounts, right? Loans, home loans, car loans, right? So many types. So everything hosted in the cloud data centers. They are unable to provide the security for the data. ఏమవుద్దండి? So definitely, yeah, that will be impact to customer business, right? So that is why every cloud platform they're trying to give best security, best availability. These two are very, very important, and right? So instead of this availability zones, right? So we create the VPC, right? So this region availability zones will be taken care by respect to cloud vendor. We don't need to worry about it. Okay. Regions zones will be taken care by respect to GCP vendor, Google vendor, AWS vendor, Azure vendor. They are taking care, right? We don't need to worry about zones and regions. But as a DevSecOps engineer, as a DevOps engineer, what we have to do instead of this availability zone, so we create VPC and subnets. So in that subnet, we create the servers and we can maintain the servers. We can, yeah, provide the resources to the customers. Okay, fine. Now what we will do, let's try to understand here. Today, what we will do here. Yeah, so we create one VPC. So this is VPC, Andy. So this is VPC. Yeah, instead of this VPC, what I will do, yeah, I create three zones. I create three zones. These are the three zones. Okay. So zone A, zone B, zone C. Zone A, zone B, and a zone C. So I create three zones, Andy. Okay. So this is a subnet one. Sorry. So here, just a moment. So we already discussed about zones. This is subnet one. Subnet one. These are the subnets, Andy, not zones. Instead of the VPC, we create subnets, right? These are the subnets, three subnets. Subnet 2 and subnet 3. Three subnets you can create here. Instead of these three subnets, what I will do, I create three servers. So here I want to create web server. Here I create web server. So here I create app server. Here I create DB server. Web server, app server, DB server, right? Now, normally, if you want to log in any Linux server, so we required SSH authentication, right? SSH authentication, SSH. So what is the SSH port number, anyone?
22.
22, right? So which is yeah, SSH TCP port number, right? SSH TCP, right? Now, if you want to connect normally, yeah, web applications. So we use the HTTP protocol, right? HTTP. So what is the HTTP port number? Anyone? 80, right? If you want to connect database DB, what is the DB port number? Anyone? DB port number is 3306. Fine. Now, three ports should be enabled, Andy, because database, here we host database, for example, right? Here we host some critical applications. Here we host some other web servers, web application, web application like Tomcat or JBoss or WebLogic, WebSphere, like this, right? So instead of enabling individual ports one by one, like for example, look at here. So here I enable this port number, right? Yeah. So like this, instead of adding all, yeah, these port numbers in all servers, okay? So what we will do, we can create firewall. We can create firewall, right? So here, firewall concept, and look at here, firewall. We can create a firewall here. So firewall one, okay? Yeah. So here what we will do, these ports we can enable in the firewall level, right? Once we enable like this in the firewall, we don't need to enable here. Okay. So here you can remove, right? Yeah. Now, once we enable firewall one rules here, SSH, HTTP, DB, so we can we can easily log in into the web server. We can log in into web server. We can log in into app server. We can log in into DB server. That is fine. Okay. But if you want to communicate from web server to app server to DB server, DB server to app server, can we communicate or not? So for example, here VPC range is 10.0.0.0/16 and okay. So this web server IP range is 10.0.0.0/24. Okay. So this range is 10.0.0.10.1.0/24, 10.0.2.0/24, right? So these are the three different subnets, right? Three different ranges, subnet ranges. So here, this is the VPC range. These are the subnet ranges, okay? So here, we can log in the servers when we enable these port numbers. But if you want to communicate one server to other server, this will not be allow you to connect. That is why what we have to do, we need to enable one more port, which is very, very important port. So one more port should be enabled here, which is ICMP and ICMP. What is ICMP, anyone? Internet Control Messaging Protocol. So if you want to communicate from one subnet to other subnet, ICMP should be enabled in the firewall level so that, yeah, we can easily communicate. So normal in real-time projects, for example, here we deployed web server, which is we can say Tomcat and Tomcat or JBoss, Tomcat or JBoss. Okay, so here we deployed Nginx. Here we deployed database, right? So once you enable this ICMP, they can communicate each other. We know that, right? But here, database servers normally we should not allow inbound traffic. For database servers, we should not allow inbound traffic. So if you allow inbound traffic to the database server, there may be chances to leak the data, right? So that is why I want to restrict incoming traffic from, so here web from application server, from web server, this I want to restrict. Only outgoing traffic I want to allow. Look at here. So I just want to show you something here. Yeah. So here, this is a two-way communication actually. Two-way communication like this. Okay. So this is a incoming traffic. This is outgoing traffic. Incoming traffic and also outgoing traffic, right? So normally, yeah, database servers, we should not allow inbound traffic, right? So this traffic should not be allowed. This traffic should not be allowed. If you allow inbound traffic to the database servers, there may be leak the data. That is why what we will do. So we need to create one more firewall. We need to create one more firewall. Firewall 2, right? Once we enable this firewall 2, here what we will do, we can, yeah. So here we can allow the traffic in the first firewall, we can allow the traffic. In the second firewall, what we will do, we can deny the traffic. Deny means, where we want to deny, right? So the ranges we need to mention here, right? From 10.0.0.0, 10.0.0.0 slash 24, and also 10.0.1.0, 10.0.1.0 slash 24. So from these ranges, I want to restrict the traffic. So from these ranges, I want to restrict the traffic, right? So that, this, web server to DB server, app server to DB server, traffic will be controlled. So incoming traffic only. Outgoing traffic, so web server to app server, web server to, sorry, DB server to app server, DB server to web server, we can communicate. Outgoing traffic, it is okay. Incoming traffic should be restricted. So normally, for example, if you want to go out from your home, okay, so we can directly go, we can go whenever you want. But if anyone want to come inside, so they need to knock the door, they need to come, right? They need to take permission. So the same way here also. So database servers, we have database application, database hosted here, right? In the DB server, we hosted databases. Databases, we should not, normally database servers, we should not allow the inbound traffic. If you allow some, data may be leak. That is why, so we can restrict inbound traffic here. Fine, clear, right? So this is the scenario. So now we are going to perform this. Okay. Now we are going to work on this. Practically, we can configure this. Practically, how can we configure this? How can we work on this? Let's try to understand. Okay. So this is very important scenario, Andy. Very, very important scenario. It's in GCP, right? Yeah. Now, scenario clear, right, everyone? Is it clear to you? Scenario is clear, right, everyone? Fine. Now let's move on. Yeah. Go back to the GCP console. Yeah, recording will be provided tomorrow morning, Andy. So recording will be uploaded to Google Classroom. And other guys, Anil and Raj and Kamal Venkat garu, I provide you recording. Okay. Yeah. So 105 batch, 106 batch, 107 batch people get the recording tomorrow morning. So Google Classroom, our admin team upload into Google Classroom. You can access the recording and you can practice. Okay. Fine. Now, what is the URL to connect the GCP account? Anyone? URL?
Sorry,
Console dot
console.cloud.google.com.
Yeah. Console.cloud.google.com is the URL, right? So to create the GCP account,
cloud.google.com.
yes,
Cloud.google.com.
exactly. Yes. Cloud.google.com is the URL to create the account. So if you want to connect, if you want to log in GCP account, console.cloud.google.com is the URL. Look at here, console.cloud.google.com. Now we can check you can change the Gmail, whatever the Gmail you are using. Okay. Yeah, this is my GCP account dashboard. Fine. So here, go to navigation menu, go to VPC. Look at here, VPC network. Same name and here also. But in Azure, the name will be different. The name is different name, which is VNets. In Azure, the name is different, Andy. So Azure also we can cover, Andy, not coming week, next week. We can cover Azure also. So here, if you want to create network, so we can call it as virtual networks. Look at here, VNets. Virtual networks or VNets, both are same. VNet or virtual network, both are same. Okay. So if you want to connect, if you want to create network, custom network, virtual networks, we can go to the virtual networks. Here we can create the virtual networks. Okay. Yeah. Now go back to the GCP. Now VPC network, click on VPC networks here. So currently no networks, Andy. No networks here. Okay, default one is available. So we don't should not delete this one. To delete this default one, it will not allow you to create the new network. Okay, that is why don't delete the default network. Now click on create VPC network. Yeah, now network name. Now I want to give training VPC. The name I want to give training VPC, right? Now go down here, go down. Subnet creation. So automatic or custom. So don't select automatic, select custom only. Now go down here. New subnet name. Subnet 1. I want to create subnet 1. Yeah, description not required. Now region. Which region you want to choose, right? Select here. Region. US Central 1, LOA. You can use this. Yeah, name should be lowercase and will not take capital letters and all, right? Look at here. US Central 1 LOA. IPv4 only we are using, IP version 4, right? So everyone, you are aware of this, right? I already discussed. I already explained /16, /24, /20. What is this? Anyone having any confusion? What is slash 16? What is slash 24? This we already discussed, right? In the classes. In our AWS classes, we discussed, right?
Yes, sir.
Slash 16. Yeah, slash 16. How many IPs we can accommodate, anyone? In slash 16 range, how many IPs we can accommodate? 65,536 IPs we can accommodate. In this range, in this VPC range, slash 16, 65,536 IPs we can accommodate, right? Slash 24 range, how many IPs?
256.
256, exactly, right? Slash 20,
4096.
4,096 IPs, right? Yeah, so, okay, quickly I explain, Andy, quickly. So, because I just want to recap that, which is very important in interview question. Interviewer asks you, okay, you are saying something like 10.0.0.0/16. How many IPs you can accommodate? 65,536, okay? That is okay. How can you calculate? They will ask you. Or else slash 24. How can you calculate? Okay, quickly, I just recap. Just want to recap. This is very important, Andy. Interview question also. That is why. I think Anil Garu, you missed some time. Okay. This concept I think you missed. Okay. Raja also. Okay. So let me quickly explain. So currently we're using 10.0.0.0 is the 32-bit address, Andy. IPv4, IPv4, 32-bit address, right? So 32-bit address, when we talk about 32-bit address, here we have 4 octets, right? Each octet is having 8 bits, 4 into 8, 32-bit address. So currently we are using IPv4. Maybe going forward, we use the IPv6, IP version 6. Maybe going forward after 1 year, after 2 years. Okay. Yeah. So here, let me show you something quickly. Subnet ranges. Go to subnet ranges here. Look at here, everyone. So these are the subnet ranges. So here, if you take slash 16, 65,536 IPs, we can accommodate, right? So in which usable IPs, 65,534 only. Okay, because other 2 IPs mainly for broadcasting and network address, broadcast address. Okay, so here 16 slash 16 range, these are the IPs we can accommodate. Okay, slash 24 we can accommodate 256, in which we can use the 254 only, right? So other 2 IPs mainly for broadcasting and also network address, right? Slash 20, 4096, usable IPs 4094, right? 2 IPs mainly for broadcasting, like that, right? Broadcasting network address. Okay. So here, these are all different ranges, Andy. So main ranges here 16, 20, and 24. So these ranges we use in real-time projects. 16 is mainly for VPC range, 20 and 24 mainly for subnet ranges we use. Okay. Yeah. So here they're giving something like 256 here, slash 24. How can we calculate this? Now look at here, everyone. Yeah. IPv4 is the 32-bit address, right? So here now, the range is 10.0.0.0/16. How many IPs you can accommodate? Equal to 65,536. 536 IPs. Okay. How can we calculate this? So here 32 is the 32 bit, right? So IPv4 is the 32 bit minus 16 equal to 16. Okay. Now we can calculate here 2 to the power of 16 and 2 to the power of 16. You can calculate that. 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into like that. Right? Equal to 65,536. Right? Next one, this is the VPC range. Okay, so next one, subnet range 10.0.0.0 slash 20 21 first. Okay, so here 4,096 IPs you can accommodate. 4,096 IPs. So how can we calculate this? Now 32 minus 20 equal to 12. 12, right? Yeah. Now here 2 to the power of 12 only equal to 4,096. Okay. Same way 10.0.0.0 slash 24 equal to 256. Yeah. 32 is the bit, 32-bit address. 32 minus, yeah, 32 minus 24 and 24 equal to 8. Right? So here 2 to the power of 8 equal to 256 IPs you can accommodate in this range. Okay. So this is the calculation, Andy. This is the calculation. So just keep in your mind while attending interviews. Interviewer asks you logically. Okay. You need to explain like this. So common ranges. These are the very common ranges. These ranges we use in real-time projects. Fine. Yeah. Now go back to the VPC, right? Now what we will do, first of all, we can create VPC. So subnet 1. So subnet, yeah, range also we can give here. This is US Central 1 LoWa. We can select here. Now IPv4 range here, look at here, 10.0.0.0 slash 24 range I want to give. Now go down here, go down. Yeah, now click on done. Subnet 1 created here. Now subnet 2. Go down here. Region, same region you can select here. Central 1 LoWa, US Central 1 LoWa. Now range 10.0.1.0 slash 24. Done. Subnet 3. Ten dot 2.0 slash 24. Done. So go down here, click on create VPC and subnet. Look at here, VPC name is training VPC. Yeah, subnets, 3 subnets we created here. 10, yeah, subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3. Now click on create. Now the VPC is creating now. Just wait for a moment. Now VPC is being ready. Look at here. VPC and subnets are being ready. Yeah. Look at here. So 3 subnets VPC created here. Now what I will do, instead of this subnets VPC, I want to create 3 servers. which are web server, app server, DB server. Okay. Now open duplicate session here. Now what I will do, go to compute engine, go to VM instances. Now create instance name. I want to give web server, US Central 1 Lova. Yeah, zone, you can select any zone. Okay. So region, zone, any zone you can select. Now go down here, go down, go down. Now, so E2 series servers I want to use. You can keep as is. So OS, same OS I want to use here, which is a Debian OS I want to use. Okay. Now networking directly. So click on networking. Now look at here. So firewall. So here network tag. Here don't select anything, Andy. Network tag. I want to give web server. Tag name web server tag I want to give. Now go down here, go down, look at here. So this is the default VPC, default network, right? Click on this. Click on this. Now it is showing default one. Now click on, select this training VPC. Training VPC. Now go down here. Yeah. This is a training VPC. Yeah, by default selected the subnet one also. Training VPC, subnet one selected here. No need to change anything here. Now go down here, click on done. Click on done. Now go and create this server. Create. Now the web server is being ready. Yeah, done. So click on create instance, one more instance here, which is a DB, not DB, app server. App server. Now go down here, go down. Now same series servers we can use here. Now click on OS. OS is the Debian OS only you can use. Now go to network here, networking. Select the network tag here, app server. Now go down here, go down. So here you can select the network interface. Look at here, network, default network is there. So select the training VPC. Subnet 2 select cheyyandi. Subnet 2, right? App server I want to create in subnet 2, right? So now click on done and create the server. Yeah. So app server is being ready. Now one more server I want to create here. Create instance. Now DB server. DB server. US Central 1 Lova. Yeah, here we are getting some error. Look at here. You might not have enough quota for this VM. We already 2 instances created, right? 2 servers created. There is no quota. So I'm using free tier, no quota, they're saying. Only 2 servers they are allowing. Let me try any minimal server. Let me check any minimal server. Minimal capacity, which is N1 series I want to try. They're allowing or not. So it is not like AWS, Andy. GCP and Azure not like AWS. So quota limitations, okay. N1 series. 1 CPU, 3.5 GB memory. Let me try. Let me check. So now directly go to the networking here. Select the DB server. Network interface, select the training VPC. Subnet, you can take third one. Click on create. Okay, it is showing red, right? I do one thing. I just want to edit this web server. Let me check. Edit this.
E2 లో కూడా మైక్రో ఇంకా అవి స్మాల్ ఉన్నాయండి. మనం మీడియం తీసుకున్నాం కదా, E2 లో కూడా మనం కొత్తగా క్రియేట్ చేస్తే మైక్రో ఉంది, స్మాల్ అని ఉంది.
సో అవి కొన్ని రన్ అవ్వండి. ఇక్కడ ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటంటే, సో జీసీపీలో కొన్ని రెస్ట్రిక్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. మీరు మినిమల్ తీసుకుంటే రన్ అవ్వు, కొంచెం ప్రాబ్లం పెడతా ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, చూద్దామండి ఇది. ఓకే, నౌ ఇన్స్టెన్సెస్ DB server is okay. I do one thing. I just want to delete this one. Let me try one more server. Minimal server try చేద్దాం N1 series లో. App server is in zone 1, right? Which is a subnet 1. So I want to create one more server. So minimal configuration server. Let me check what will happen. Once it is ready, you can go and create one.
Subnet 2 అనుకుంటా.
Sorry, yes. App server is in subnet 2, correct. Exactly. Web server is in subnet 1, app server is in subnet 2, DB server is in subnet 3. Correct అండి. ఓకే, ఓన్లీ వెబ్ సర్వర్ అవైలబుల్ ఉందండి. DB సర్వర్ గాన్. ఓకే, సో ఏం చేద్దామంటే ఒకసారి ఇది కూడా డిలీట్ చేద్దాం. ఫస్ట్ నుంచి మళ్ళీ క్రియేట్ చేద్దాం. DB సర్వర్ ఇంకా రెడీ అవుతుంది. Yeah, I want to create a server here, web server first. So here we can give the web server. Take N1 series అండి. N1 is minimal అండి. సో ఇక్కడ 1 CPU 1 GB, 1 CPU 3.5 GB, 3.75 GB RAM. Okay, you can take this. We'll see that. So actually I used to use this one only, but sometimes it is giving errors, right? That is why I'm using E2 series. Okay, anyways, we'll see that. OS is same OS here, Debian only. Go to networking. Here you can use web server tag. Go down here. So network interface, network, you can select the custom network, subnet 1 only, web server. Done. create. Yes. Web server is ready. Yeah, web server is ready. Now DB server, I want to quickly delete this, dismiss this. It's gone. Yeah, web server is ready. Create one more server, which is app server. Go to N1 series, N1 standard one. Yeah, so here OS is same OS, networking, tag app server. Go down here, select the network, custom network, training VPC. So here subnet, second subnet 2, done, create. Once it is ready, we can go and create the third one also. Yes, it's ready. Now let me check third one. DB server. Look at here. It is not allowing. Only two servers, Andy. Only two servers. Okay, so it is not allowing third one. Fine. Anyways, we can check the two servers, Andy. We can check the communication between two servers. Okay. Fine. So here it is giving error. You might not have enough quota for this VM. Okay. So two enough here. We can use two servers. We can use another one also, but performance issues. Okay. That is well. Yeah. So now I just want to connect app server అండి. ఎలా కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాం మనం? Go to connect. So click on this. Click on open browser window. Click on this. It will not connect అండి. It will not connect because we need to enable the port numbers. At least SSH, and also at least HTTP. The port number should be enabled. Second one also I want to connect. Second one also I'm trying to connect. Look at here. So both will not be connected. Both servers will not be connected. Look at here, everyone. So we'll get some errors, connectivity issues. Just wait for a minute. They will not connect it because firewall should be enabled. So at least SSH and HTTP should be enabled so that they will allow you to connect. We'll get some errors, issues. And look at here, everyone. Yeah, VM has a firewall rule that allow TCP ingress traffic from IP range. Okay, so here we need to allow the port range 22, right? So now it is also giving error. Fine. So how to create the firewall? How can we enable the traffic? So let me explain. So before going to this, okay, let us take small break and 5 to 6 minutes break now. Then we'll come back and we'll resume the session. Okay, fine. So 5 to 6 minutes you can take the break and we can resume the session. Fine. Yeah, let's continue. Fine. So everyone available, right? Okay, fine. Let's move on. So now these servers are not allowing to connect because at least this port should be enabled, right? So 22 port should be enabled. So which is SSH port, right? SSH, secure shell port. SSH TCP port, right? Yeah. So normally in AWS, we enable the security group, right? In AWS, we enable the security group. But here we enable the firewall. How can we enable the firewall? Let's try to understand. What is firewall and anyone? Anyone having idea? Firewall and ఏంటి?
A gateway kind of thing, which
Yeah,
the
it's
traffic
a
which you want to allow, or the port level. It's like port level filtering.
yeah. Fine, Andy. So firewall is a network security device, right? So we need to enable the traffic, right? So inbound, the port range should be enabled. So to allow the traffic, okay? Fine. Now, so instead of giving the port to the individual server, what we will do, we can go and create one firewall here, okay? So now, what I will do, yeah. So these are the two servers. Between these two servers, I want to check the communication. Okay, first of all, we need to connect server, right? To connect the server, what we can do, we can go and create the firewall, right? So here, these are the servers. Now, you can go and search here firewall. Firewall. Look at here, everyone. So click on firewall. Now, what I will do. So these are all firewall rules, Andy. These are all default firewall rules available here. These are all firewalls, default firewalls available. So many firewalls available, right? Now I want to create one custom firewall. I want to create one custom firewall, right? Our own firewall. So how can we create? Look at here. So create firewall rule, create firewall policy, create firewall rule. So click on this. This is a policy, Andy. This is a policy, right? So better go with the second one, rule. Now here you can give the name of the firewall. Firewall 1. I'm giving firewall 1. Now go down here, go down network. Here it is showing default network, right? So you need to select the custom network, which is a training VPC. Select this priority 1000. 1000 is the highest priority. 1000 is the highest priority, right? Yeah. So now go down here, go down. So direction of traffic, ingress. Ingress means inbound, right? So action on match, allow, should not deny this. We need to allow, right? Targets, targets. Here, if you want to give any target, you can give, or else you can give, yeah, all instances in the network, all instances in the network. So all network, right? So all network is, look at here, everyone. So here source range is 0.0.0.0/0 is the, look at here, all instances in the network, all traffic, right? So how can we restrict the traffic? I'll show you. First of all, you can give this 0.0.0.0/0 means all traffic, any network, from any network, IPv4 ranges, any range. Okay. Now go down here, go down. Look at here. This is important. Protocols and ports. So here, specified protocols and ports. Select TCP. TCP port range you can give. Look at here. I'm giving this ports only. 22803306. Right? So currently we don't have any DB. You can give. You can give. If you want to give, you can give. So 22803306. I want to allow. Okay. Now go down here, go down, click on create. Click on create. Once you create this firewall, what will happen, Andy? Yeah, it will allow you to connect your server. Server can be connected. Okay. Now click on create. Yeah, now the firewall is being ready. Look at here. So this is our firewall is ready. Firewall is created here, right? So once we create the firewall, now next one, I want to connect the server, Sandy. Let me check. So here, let me try this. They're able to connect or not. Let me check here. So this is yeah, not connecting, right? Click on retry. This will be connected. So look at here, everyone. This will be connected. Second one also, I'm just trying to connect. Second one also, click on retry. Click on authorize. Now it will be connected. Look at here, establishing connection. Now it is connected, app server. Second one, also authorize. Now it is connected, web server. App server, web server, we are able to connect, right? Now I want to ping web server. Yeah, it is not pinging. It is not pinging, right? Now web server to app server also I want to ping. Web server to app server also I want to ping. Ping app server. Yeah, look at here, not pinging. Why it is not pinging anyone? ఎందుకు ping అవ్వట్లేదండి? Because we need to enable the one more port, important port, which is ICMP. What is ICMP, anyone? What is ICMP, anyone? Internet Control
Yes, yes, yes.
Messaging Protocol. Internet Control Messaging Protocol. This should be enabled, right? Once we enable this, okay. Once we enable this, what will happen? Yeah, communication will be established. Okay. Now, what I will do, so here, these are all not pinging, right? Both are not pinging. So that is why what I will do, go back to the firewall. So whatever the firewall we created here, that we can edit. So click on this firewall, open the firewall, click on edit. Yeah, so here you can give the, go down here, go down. Yeah, in this, we need to enable the ICMP also. We already enabled 22.80.3306. So along with this, I want to enable one more port, which is other port number, which is ICMP. Just give ICMP, that's it. Don't need to give anything. Just give ICMP. Click on save. Once you click on save, once you hit this, the moment the ping will be started. Look at here. Click on save. Now ping will be started here. Look at here. Start అయింది కదా? So other server also, look at here. Ping started, right? So because we enable the ICMP, ICMP will allow you to communicate from one subnet to other subnet only. So it will allow you to connect one subnet to other subnet, right? Yeah. Now important part only. Next one is important part, which is, for example, okay, ఈ సర్వర్ మనకు లేదు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఈ సర్వర్ మనకు లేదని ఇది రిమూవ్ చేద్దాం ఇక్కడ కన్ఫ్యూజన్స్ లేకుండా. ఓకే, ఇది ఉంచండి, నో ఇష్యూస్. నౌ వెబ్ సర్వర్ టు యాప్ సర్వర్ టు వెబ్ సర్వర్ is communicating. Both are communicating, right? Web server to app server to web server, both are communicating. So now we deployed database in web server and sorry, app server. We deploy database in app server. Now I want to restrict the traffic from web server to app server. Here I want to restrict the traffic. This traffic I want to restrict web server to app server. But app server to web server I can allow. I can communicate. Only web server to app server I want to restrict the traffic. Right? So for which what we have to do? We need to create one more firewall. So if you want to control the incoming traffic or inbound traffic, we need to go and create the one more firewall. Okay. Yeah. So once we create the one more firewall, so in that we need to give the range, from which range you want to control the traffic. That we need to give. Okay. Yeah. Now what we can do? Go back to the console here. Now we have already one firewall, right? Already one firewall is there, firewall 1. Right? Now I want to create one more firewall. Click on create firewall rule. So firewall 2, I want to give the name firewall 2, small letters. Now look at here. So network, we need to choose here, custom network. Now priority. So already highest priority we gave 1000. Now I want to give second priority, 900. Second priority, 900. Now direction of traffic, ingress, inbound, action on match, deny. Right? We should not allow, deny. Now specify target tags. From web server to app server, I want to restrict the traffic. From web server to app server, I want to restrict the traffic. Right? So target is which one, Andy? Anyone? Target ఎవరు ఇప్పుడు? Web server to app server, I want to restrict the traffic. So target tag name. What is the target here? You understand, right, everyone?
App server.
App server is the target. Yes, exactly. App server is the target, right? So the tag name we need to give and here. App server. App server is the target. So give the small letters and app server. App server is the target. Okay. Now look at here. Source filter, IPv4 range. Which range we need to give here? Anyone? Source range. Web server range. Web server range we need to give here. 10.0.0.0/24 and 20. Right? So from this range, I want to restrict to this target. Understanding it, everyone? From this range, traffic I want to control. Go down here, go down. Now, specified port numbers. Here, give the ICMP. And also here, you can give whatever the port number you want to give, you can give. So this port number I want to give. Okay. So click on create. Once you create this, web server to app server traffic will be controlled. Look at here, everyone. So this is which server control? See, app server, right? So this ping will be happened. Nothing to worry. Now go to other server, second one. Here the traffic will be controlled. Web server to app server. Ping out the is not pinging, right? Why it is not pinging, anyone?
ICMP is blocked because in that
Yeah,
specific range we
yeah.
have blocked.
Yes. In the second firewall, we gave the target tag name and a source range. So that, once we create the firewall, so the traffic is controlled. So normally in real-time projects, look at here. Yeah. So from here to, app server to web server is pinging. Web server to app server, we control the traffic. So in real-time projects, so here, whatever the database servers are available, the network, right? Incoming traffic should not be allowed. Incoming traffic should not be allowed to the database server. So only outgoing traffic we can allow, right? So here, for example, two servers are available here, web server, app server. I want to deny the traffic from web server only, for which we need to give the web server range only, right? App server we can allow as per the requirement. As per the requirement, we can allow or deny the traffic. Now the traffic is controlled from web server to app server here. Clear and everyone? Is it clear to you?
Yes.
Fine. Yeah. So this is very, very important scenario. And also VPC peering we already discussed in AWS. What is peering and anyone? Peering already discussed. Peering I don't want to discuss again. We already discussed. Peering. What is peering and anyone?
Like instead of individually we create, I think we need to we can create a peering where one server can communicate with other using the peering.
Yeah. Fine. Fine. So peering, this entry question, Andy. So this we already discussed it.
Communicating between the different VPCs.
Yes, correct. Andy. So communication between two different VPCs, right? So peering is a service which allows you to communicate between two VPCs. So every VPC, theoretically, I just want to explain because in AWS we already discussed. Okay. So theoretically we can discuss here. Look at here. For example, we have two VPCs, Sandy. These are the two VPCs. Okay. Yeah. So here VPC A and VPC B. So VPC A range is 10.0.0.0/16. So VPC B range is 192.168.1.100/16. Two different ranges, right? So from here to here, if you want to communicate, it will not allow, it will not accept and it will not allow because different ranges. This is Mumbai VPC. This is US VPC, right? So two different data centers, two different ranges. So this will not be allowed. Traffic will not be allowed, right? This will not be accepted. That is why what we will do, we can enable the peering connectivity. Peering. Peering is a connection to allow communication between two different networks, two different VPCs. Right? This is already discussed, Andy. I don't want to discuss again. It will take some time. Already we discussed in AWS, right? So we gone through very deeper, right? Deep dive. Next one, route tables. Peering is fine. We know. Routing tables. What is route tables, Andy? Anyone? We discussed already this one also. What is route table? So normally when we enable the peering connection, so we need to give the cross routing connectivity here. So this IP address range we need to add into the first VPC route table. This IP address we need to add into the second VPC route tables. So here, this we need to enable cross routing, right? So here we need to give, in this VPC, we need to give 192.168.1.100/16 range we need to give in the route table here. Here we need to give 10.0.0.0/16. So we need to enable the routing like this. Route should be enabled like this. Routes, right? So that the communication will be established. Next one more important one, which is Internet Gateway, IGW. What is Internet Gateway? If you want, anyone having idea? What is Internet Gateway?
Like allowing the host to the internet, like exposing to internet where it can access the internet. If you have internet gateway, then only the instance can access to the internet.
Exactly. Yes. For example, if you want to allow to outside world, if you want to communicate outside world, or if you want to allow inbound traffic from internet, we need to enable the internet gateway, ICW. So how can we enable this? How can you enable this? Go to subnets and enable the ICW, right? Go to subnets and enable the ICW. So just refer the AWS concepts Andy. So same concepts here also. The same concepts in GCP and Azure also. So nothing change, no changes Andy. So AWS, Azure, GCP, all the platforms are same functionality, right? So if you understand AWS, you can easily understand other platforms. Any platform, not only GCP, not only Azure, not only Oracle Cloud, any cloud platform you can understand. Once you understand this AWS services, okay? So just refer the AWS videos so that you will understand. Fine? Yeah. So here in this GCP, we have added new terminology. This is not new concept, new terminology. Firewall, right? In AWS, we can call it as security group, right? Security group, firewall. Fine. So terminology is different. Functionality wise, all the platforms are same. Clear and everyone? Yeah. Any questions Andy so far? Anyone? Anyone having any questions so far?
ఇక్కడ మనం ఇన్స్టెన్స్ కి ఇవ్వట్లేదు, టోటల్ విపిసి కి ఫైర్వాల్ ఎనేబుల్ చేస్తున్నాము, కరెక్ట్? మనం AWS లో ఒక్కొక్క ఇన్స్టెన్స్ కి స్పెసిఫిక్ సెక్యూరిటీ గ్రూప్ అసైన్ చేయగలుగుతాం.
సో మీరు ఇవ్వచ్చండి, మీరు యాజ్ యువర్, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, సో ఇక్కడ కూడా ఎనేబుల్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అండి. ఫస్ట్ అది మనం డిస్కస్ చేసాం కదా. సో SSH we can enable here. SSH we can enable here 22 port. So here you can enable HTTP. This is web app server, right? So here, okay, we do one thing. HTTP we can enable here 80. Same way DB port number also we can enable 80. Oh, sorry, 3306. Okay. So like this, every server we can enable individually also. But instead of enabling the individual servers, what we are doing, network level we can enable. That is easy way. That is easy way. Network level. So even yeah, in AWS also we can enable like that. So as per the requirement అండి, మనం ఎలాగైనా enable చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే.
ఇక్కడ లైక్ మనకు ఇన్స్టెన్స్ లెవెల్లో చేయాలి అంటే
మనకి ఇన్స్టెన్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసినప్పుడు మీకు చూపిస్తుంది ఒక పోర్ట్, ఒకటి చూపిస్తుంది. While creating instance, HTTP, HTTPS, it is showing something, right? అక్కడ enable చేస్తాం.
2 కనిపిస్తున్నాయి, SSH అవి లేవు, చూస్తానులే.
యా చూడండి ఒకసారి. మీరు HTTPS ఎనేబుల్ చేస్తే కనెక్ట్ అయిపోతుంది మీకు. చూడండి ఒకసారి ట్రై చేయండి. ఓకే, బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ 22 కూడా ఓపెన్ అయిపోతుంది. ఫైన్. Yeah.
If it's more than 2 VPCs, in AWS, you said we'll use transit gateway.
So here also we have gateways అండి. Here also we have gateways. Yes.
Okay.
ఇక్కడ కూడా ఉంది మనకి. సేమ్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ అండి, నథింగ్ చేంజ్. సో ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇస్ సేమ్. AWS, GCP, Azure. So 3 platforms are same functionality, no changes. For example, AWS is Hyundai vehicle, Hyundai 4-wheeler. Azure is Tata vehicle. Okay. GCP is Maruti Suzuki. If you are good in Hyundai vehicle driving, if you are good in driving, you can drive 3 cars, right? Am I correct or not? సో నేను 2007 నుంచి 2013 వరకు ఐ యూజ్డ్ హుండాయ్ వర్ణ. ఓకే, హుండాయ్ వర్ణ డీజిల్ వర్షన్ గేర్ కార్. ఓకే, సో తర్వాత ఏం చేసాం, మళ్ళీ నేను మారుతి సుజుకిలో వేరే వెహికల్ తీసుకున్నాను. సో రీసెంట్గా మళ్ళీ టాటా వెహికల్ వాడుతున్నాను, యూస్ చేస్తున్నాను, టాటా సఫారీ. సో ఏదైనా ఒకటేనండి, అన్ని డ్రైవింగ్ అంతా ఒకటే. మీరు డ్రైవింగ్ వచ్చిందనుకోండి, ఏ కార్ అయినా నడిపేయచ్చు, రైట్? అంతేనండి, కరెక్టేనా ఎగ్జాంపుల్?
Different
వినాయక్ గారు,
features, yeah. But yeah, different features and yeah, but we can, everything is correlated. You know that?
రైట్? సో ఈవెన్ దట్ ఈస్ ఆటోమేటిక్ వెహికల్ ఆర్ గేర్ వెహికల్ యూ కెన్ డ్రైవ్, రైట్?
Yeah.
సో బికాస్ ఫీచర్స్ కొంచెం చేంజ్ ఉంటాయి, అక్కడక్కడ చిన్న చిన్న టెక్నాలజీ ఉంటుంది, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇస్ సేమ్. ఓకే, ఫైన్. యా, నెక్స్ట్ వన్. సో 2 more కాన్సెప్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయండి, అవి కూడా కంప్లీట్ చేద్దాం ఈరోజు. సో ఇంకేమైనా పెండింగ్ ఉంటే లాస్ట్లో మళ్ళీ చూద్దాం. ఓకే, 2 more కాన్సెప్ట్స్. వాట్ ఆర్ దోస్? ఐఎం చూద్దాం. సో ఐఎం ఒకటి, నెక్స్ట్ బిల్లింగ్ అండ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్. బిల్లింగ్ అండ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్, దిస్ 2 కాన్సెప్ట్స్ కెన్ కవర్ టుడే. ఓకే, ఇంకా మనకి 30 minutes ఉంటాయి. సో మోర్ థియరిటికల్ వెళ్ళకుండా ప్రాక్టికల్గా చూద్దాం. ఓకే, సో ఐఎం ఆల్రెడీ డిస్కస్డ్ ఇన్ ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్. ఓకే, వాట్ ఈస్ ఐఎం అండ్ ఎనీవన్? వాట్ ఈస్
Identity and access management.
identity and access management? It is all about user management, right? It is all about user management, right? Yeah, so normally if any user join into the project, we need to create IAM account and we can give the credentials to the user. So he use IAM credentials to log in into the consoles, right? Yeah, so IAM అనేది సెక్యూర్ అకౌంట్ అండి, సెక్యూర్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, వీఆర్ ఆల్ టీమ్ మెంబర్స్, వీఆర్ ఆల్ నియర్లీ 13 members అవైలబుల్, 14 members అవైలబుల్ ఇన్ ద క్లాస్, రైట్? వీఆర్ ఆల్ ఒక టీంలో వర్క్ చేస్తున్నాం, వీఆర్ ఆల్ వర్కింగ్ విత్ సేమ్ టీమ్, రైట్? వీఆర్ ఆల్ యూజింగ్ రూట్ అకౌంట్, వీఆర్ ఆల్ యూజింగ్ రూట్ అకౌంట్. సో కెన్ వి ట్రాక్ హూ ఇస్ డూయింగ్ వాట్? ట్రాక్ చేయగలము?
No,
ఇస్ ఇట్ పాసిబుల్?
no, individual internet better.
Yeah, so that is why we use the IAM account, secure account. So IAM level we can control centrally, right? So we can give the limited access, we can give the mid-level access, we can give the full access. Like that we can control as per his role, as per his experience, as per his approvals, we can provide the access, right? So this is yeah, all about user management అండి. సింపుల్గా చెప్పాలంటే ఒక యూజర్ని మేనేజ్ చేయడం. ఓకే, so if you are a senior DevOps engineer, you need to create and you need to manage the IAM accounts. Okay, fine. So now how can we create the IAM account? How can we check that? Let's try to understand. Okay, so go back to the console. Yeah, once you practice this VPC, go and delete the VPC అండి, otherwise charges. So first you can delete the servers. Go and delete the servers. మోర్ యాక్షన్కి వెళ్ళి అన్ని ఒకసారి లేపేయచ్చు, అన్ని ఒకసారి తీయచ్చు అండి. కానీ అజూర్ జీసీపీ కొంచెం రిస్ట్రిక్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి, నాట్ లైక్ ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్. సో అన్ని సర్వర్స్ ఒకటేసారి సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుని మోర్ యాక్షన్లోకి వెళ్ళి డిలీట్ చేయొచ్చు. సో ఈవెన్ అజూర్ కూడా, అజూర్లో వీ షుడ్ నాట్ డిలీట్ లైవ్ సర్వర్ అండి. ఇన్ అజూర్ వీ షుడ్ నాట్ డిలీట్ రన్నింగ్ సర్వర్. దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ రికమెండెడ్ వే ఇన్ రియల్ టైమ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్. ఓకే, yeah, we need to stop and we need to delete in real time projects and not here. For practice it is fine, forcefully can delete. Once you delete the servers, next what we can do, go and delete the firewalls first. First you need to remove the firewalls. After that you can go delete the VPC subnets. Yeah, go and delete the firewalls first here. Firewall 2, delete. Next one, firewall 1, delete. Yeah, once it is deleted, now go back to the VPC. Select your VPC. Click on delete VPC. Once you delete the VPC, along with the VPC, subnets also will be deleted. Subnets also will be deleted. Look at here, everyone. VPC network peering, routes, route tables, right? You can check all these things here. You can go through this. Fine. Yeah. Next one. Let's try to understand IAM service. IAM, right? So go to navigation menu. Look at here. IAM and admin. So click on IAM. Look at here. So these are all IAM users. These are all IAM users. Okay. So you already created some users here. Okay. So these users are having permissions, roles like editor role, owner role, right? Owner role like this, right? Now I want to create one more IAM user. I want to create one more IAM user. So click on grant access and click on this grant access. Now look at here. Now it is asking you to add the new principal name. So here you can give the new principal name, which is, for example, I want to give something like DevOps gmail.com. This is my new principal name. IAM account name and principal name. Okay. Now roles, we can give the roles. So one user can have one role or multiple roles, right? So here select role. Look at here. These are all roles and different roles. So many roles are available. Now look at here. For example, compute engine role. I want to give compute engine role. So which is servers, right? Compute engine. So in the compute engine, look at here. So many roles are available. Compute engine, we have so many roles are available. Whatever roles you want to select, you can select. Okay. Or else, if you want to give cloud security roles, cloud scheduler roles, right? Cloud run roles, right? So here, data flow roles, data pipelines roles, data migration roles, right? So here, so many roles are available. Network roles, right? IAM role, infrastructure manager role. So GK roles, monitoring roles, network connectivity, network management, like this, whatever roles you want to give, you can select. Now, what I will do, I want to give basic editor role. Basic viewer is done and editor role. Basic viewer, basic browser, basic browser. Look at here. Basic browser, editor, owner, viewer. 4 types of roles are available. Now I just want to give this viewer. Click on this. Now look at here. Role added here. So if you want to add another role, click on add another role. Here you can give the another role, whatever role you want to give, you can give. Another role also can give. So one user can have one role or multiple roles, right? Cloud storage role. Yeah. Okay. So we can give one role or multiple roles also can give as per your requirement. Infrastructure manager role. Okay. Here, Kubernetes engine admin, for example. Click on save. Click on save. Now look at here. So now this is a principal name, user principal name. Look at here. So these are the roles we gave. So here we give Kubernetes engine admin role, viewer role, right? So now click on edit this. You can modify if you want to give any modifications, you can change here. So principal name, user principal name, and project name. So normally projects also multiple projects we use. We create in the real-time projects. So one Kubernetes server or one platform. In the one platform, we can create different projects. Okay. Yeah. Now, if you want to log in as a user, so go and here you can give the add account, give the username, and you can log in into that. Okay. So once you log in into that, it will ask you to change the password. You can give the password, you can change, you can work on that. Okay. So this is IAM account and IAM. So here we have different options are there, roles. You want to attach another roles, right? So quotas, limitations, identity, aware proxies, right? Service accounts, different service accounts you can create. So PAM accounts, right? So principal access boundary, security insights, identity organization, policy troubleshooters, different options are available. You can go through one by one and మనం AWS లో అన్ని చూసాం, right? Same way, so if you want to create a group, look at here, groups available. Create a group and you can add it to the group, right? Asset inventory, right? Quotas, essential contacts, right? Audit logs. So these are all different options available, right? So group creation, click on groups. Now create a, so currently it is not viewable for this project. So limitations ఉంటాయండి కొన్ని permissions ఉంటాయి ఇక్కడ. Okay, so permissions we need to follow. So it is not like AWS. So this project ki, ఈ project ki groups permissions లేవు because limited access. Okay, so we need to check. Yeah. So like this, you can, yeah, normally, yeah, if you are using subscription level, you will get all the access and full access. But free tier having some restrictions. They're giving only $300 within 3 months. We need to use that. Okay. And also some restrictions. Groups will not be allowed, right? Roles will not be allowed. So like that. Okay. Yeah. సో ఒకసారి ఐఎం యూజర్ క్రియేట్ చేయండి, చెక్ చేయండి. సో జస్ట్ గో త్రూ ద ఆప్షన్స్, యూ విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్. ఓకే, జస్ట్ రిమూవ్ దిస్ యూజర్. ఐ డోంట్ రిక్వైర్ దిస్, ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ యూజ్ దిస్. యా, నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఉందండి. దిస్ ఇస్ బిల్లింగ్ అండ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్. బిల్లింగ్ అండ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్. Billing and management. So why we need to involve into the billing and management? So in real-time projects, if you are a senior DevOps engineer, DevSecOps engineer, so we need to control the billing. We need to control the resources, which is we can say cost optimization activities. Cost optimization activities. For example, so client give the bill, client give the billing, like client give the budget. So client gives some billing or budget, whatever, right? So for example, $20,000 he gave budget for the account. So normally the budget can be 1 year, 1 year only, right? 1 year budget they give. They will not give any quarterly, half-yearly budget, right? So 1 year budget they give, which is a 20K, for example. 20K, it can be dollars or rupees. So normally it is not 20K. So use budget they give. For example, I'm saying, right? So within this budget, we need to control the resources. We need to use the resources within the year. Within the year, we need to control, we need to use the resources. For which what we have to do? We need to create some thresholds, right? Threshold we need to create. Why we require threshold? Because, yeah, once, yeah, the budget is reaches to 25%. 25%, we need to check and we need to monitor. Any unnecessary resource are using, any unnecessary, yeah, storages are created, servers are created, right? We need to check. So once it is reaches to 50%, normally thresholds like 25%, 50%, 70%, 70%, and also 80%, 90% thresholds we create in real-time projects, right? So once the threshold reaches, we'll get notified through email, right? So that we can monitor the budget. And if you are a senior DevOps engineer, senior managers, leads, they always work on these budgets. Okay, so how can we create the budgets? How can we control the budgets? Let's try to understand. Fine. So now directly we can open the console here. So practically we can create the budgets. Let's try to understand. Now go to here, look at here, billing. Can go to the billing. Yeah, once you open the billing, now look at here. So here we have reports, cost table, right? Cost breakdown, budgets and alerts. This is very important. Budgets and alerts. Look at here. So accounts, projects, this is the project. This is the project. So I have only one project here. My billing account 2. Right? This is the billing. Right. Now go back to the budgets and alerts. Look at here. Here, yeah, we need to create the budget. How can we create the budgets? How can we control the budgets? Let's try to understand. Create budget, budget name, billing. So here, time range, monthly, quarterly, yearly, custom range. Select yearly. Now go down here, go down. All projects are single project, right? You can select all projects here. Services, all services, 1793 services. Okay, you can select here. Now, savings programs, other savings you can give, right? So now click on next అండి నెక్స్ట్ వెళ్ళండి. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, లుక్ అట్ హియర్. సిన్స్ లాంగ్ ఐమ్ యూజింగ్ అకౌంట్ అండి. లాస్ట్ ఫిబ్రవరి నుంచి బిల్లింగ్ చూడండి ఎలా ఉందో. ట్రెండ్ చూడండి ఒకసారి. లాస్ట్ ఫెబ్ నుంచి ట్రెండ్ చూడండి, బిల్లింగ్ ట్రెండ్. సో మే మంత్లో యూజ్ బిల్ వచ్చిందండి నాకు. సో మే మంత్లో కాదు ఇది కాదండి. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ తక్కువే వచ్చిందండి. అజూర్లో ఎక్కువ వస్తుంటుంది బిల్ నాకు. అజూర్లో ఐ పేడ్ సో మచ్ ఆఫ్ బిల్ అండి. So 2500, 3500 like that. Okay. So this is normal bill. Since long 2025 Feb నుంచి ఈ ఫెబ్ వరకు ట్రెండ్ ఎలా ఉంది, బిల్లింగ్ ట్రెండ్. Okay. Now, so click on next. Look at here. Now budget type, look at here. So last year spends, if you want to give, you can give, or else specific amount. So 20K, for example, they gave 20K, 20,000. Okay. So client gave the budget 20,000. So click on next. Now look at here. So here we need to create the thresholds. Threshold we need to create. So once reaches to 25% is 5,000, right? In the 20,000, 20% is 5,000. So actual only. So here we need to give the 50%. Here we need to give the 70%. So add one more threshold, 80%. Add one more threshold, 90%. So like this, we need to create the thresholds, right? And also go down here, go down. Here we need to enable the alerts to billing admins and users. So once the threshold reaches, we'll get notified through email. So that what we will do, we can clean up the old resources or any unnecessary resources, right? So click on finish. Click on finish. Now look at here. So these are the thresholds, Andy. Once the threshold reaches, we'll get notified through email. Yeah, now look at here. Fine. So this is fine. This is okay. But normally, for example, we are working on a project. Client gave the budget. So middle of the project, middle of the year, we got one more requirement. We got one more requirement. For which what we have to do? We need to discuss with the client and we need to ask them to revise the budget so that they revise the budget. Okay. So click on billing. Yeah. Once we discuss with the client, they revise the budget. This budget can be 40K, for example, 40,000, because one more project added here. Okay. So click on save. Once you save this threshold will be changed. Thresholds will be changed. Look at here. Refresh here. Thresholds will be changed. I'll show you that. Look at here. Look at here. So 20% in the 40,000, 10,000, right? So 20% is 50% is the 20,000, like this. So thresholds can be updated. So like this, so as per the client requirement, we need to create the budgets and we need to control the billing, right? Because yeah, so for example, client gave the budget 20,000, but we utilize 30,000. What will happen? And we need to give the justification. We need to give the justification to the client. Why you utilize this much of budget, right? They will ask you, they question you, right? That is why what we are doing here, we are getting thresholds, right? So here, once the threshold reaches 25%, this threshold should be reached within 3 months only. Within 3 months should not be reached. Within 3 months should not be reached this threshold. So this should be reached after 3 months. After 3 months, right? So this threshold reached after 6 months. This threshold should be reached after 6 months. Right? So this 50% threshold reaches within 3 months, for example. So this 50% reaches within 6 months, for example. So next coming remaining months, we cannot manage. That is why we need to control, we need to monitor every month. We need to verify, we need to audit. We need to audit these budgets. Okay. So we need to control the budget. Otherwise, yeah. So client escalations, client asks you to provide the justification. So that would be very big issue, right? So budget issue. That is why we need to carefully, we need to monitor and we need to manage the, so cost optimization. That is cost optimization. We need to always monitor. Clear and everyone? Yeah. So these are the concepts, infra concepts. Okay. Infrastructure concepts. So next weekend, we'll see that, I'll let you know if any other security session or AI session we can have Saturday only, not Sunday. I'll let you know. Okay. Fine. So next to next week, we can cover Azure also. Next to next week, next to next weekend. So not this weekend, 2022 or 21, 22. Only 21 we can have a session, any session we can plan. So 28 and 28 and 1st March, these 2 days, we can have Azure only. So morning time plan చేద్దాం. We can plan morning hours. Okay. Fine. So we can stop here. So make sure everyone practice and GCP services. Chala important practice చేయండి. Okay. So you'll get the recording on tomorrow morning after 10 a.m. you'll get the recording. Fine. Yeah, we can stop here. Any questions and anyone? Anyone having any questions so far?
No, the practice just.
Yeah, practice చేయండి. If you are facing any issues, if you have any questions, definitely you can reach out to me, right? So I'll give you solutions. Okay, fine. Yeah, we can stop here. Yeah, thank you all.